It's a lot of damage. He's gonna have to pay for his attacks. We take his henge. And then the speaker can save us from an interaction potentially. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We are barreling towards 10,000 subs, which triggers our 500,000 gem giveaway. Make sure to subscribe and join the Discord so you don't miss out on that. Today, we are playing Azorius Brawl focused around Niambi, Esteemed Speaker. This is a 2-1 with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, gain life equal to that creature's converted mana cost. We can also pay 3 plus tap it to discard a legendary card and draw 2 cards. So that's really nice. It's a nice cheap commander, which means we can replay it a whole bunch throughout the game. And yeah, we're just basically playing an Azorius Blink deck that's going to have enter the battlefield triggers, and we're gonna just try to get the most amount of value out of that as we can. So as always, if you find any value within the video, I really encourage you to give me a thumbs up. It's a great way to just expand our growth of the channel, and share this channel out to a friend as well if you find it entertaining enough. As always, we are also taking a look at the deck list in its entirety. What do each individual cards do? What do they stand for? Then we're talking about the deck tech, strategies and synergies. How do all of those individual cards come together to form a coherent archetype that works really well? Finally, we're gonna witness some gameplay footage within the core 2021 meta, breaking down the interactions between our deck and the rest of the environment, the other decks that we're gonna see within the meta. So yeah, buckle in, get ready, and let's go. We just talked about the Esteemed Speaker. When it enters, we can bounce any creature back to its owner's hand, and we're going to gain life equal to its converted mana cost, which is really nice. It has Flash, so we can do this at any time, and then we can pay 3 plus tapping it to discard a legendary card to draw 2 cards, which is pretty cool. There is no companion here today. We wanted to play with Yorion, but Yorion makes you have 80 cards, and Brawl is restricted to 60, so you cannot use Yorion in a Brawl deck. However, starting out with our 1-drops, we have Deafening Silence, Enchantment. Each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. Eelerhawk, Flying Lifelink, 1/1. Speaker of the Heavens, 1/1. Vigilance Lifelink. We can tap it to create a 4/4 White Angel creature token with flying. We can only do this if we have 7 or more life than our starting total, and only anytime that we can cast a sorcery. Charming Prince brings up our first 2-drop, a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, we get to choose one. Either scry 2, gain 3 life, or exile another target creature we own, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Containment Priest, 2/2 with Flash. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Revitalize, you gain 3 life, draw a card instant speed. Tithe Taker, this is a 2/1 with Afterlife. During your turn, spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponent activate cost 1 more to activate, unless they're mana abilities. Atomic Distinguished Advocates, this is a 2/3 with flying, lands on the battlefield, and lands in your graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponent control. Your opponents can't play land cards from the graveyard. Negate, instant speed, counter target non-creature spell. Omen of the Sea, Flash, so basically instant speed, and enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2, then draw a card. We can also pay 3 to sack it, allowing us to scry 2. Tail's End, instant speed, counter target activated ability, triggered ability, or legendary spell. Dovin's Veto, instant speed, the spell can't be countered, counter target non-creature spell. Lavanna Azorius Renegade, 2/2, each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Arcane Signet, this is a staple mark of every single Brawl deck. It's an artifact, tap it to add 1 color of any mana within our commander's identity. No summoning sickness there, so we can immediately tap it for a mana. Tome of Legends. Tome of Legends enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on Tome of Legends, and then we can pay 1 to tap it to remove a page counter, allowing us to draw a card. Thassa's Intervention, instant speed, scaling card for 2 blue mana source plus X. Choose 1, look at the top X cards of your library, put up to 2 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Counter target spell unless its controller pays twice X, so a lot of utility there. On to our 3-drops, we have another scaling card, Gadwick the Wizened. This is a 3/3 with X, and when he enters the battlefield, draw X cards. Whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. So really good field control there. Absorb, instant speed, counter target spell, you gain 3 life. Deputy of Detention, a 1/3. When Deputy of Detention enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls, and all other non-land permanents that player controls with the same name as that permanent until Deputy of Detention leaves the battlefield. Narset Potter of Veils, our first and only Planeswalker, I believe. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. That's why we run this. She comes in with 5 loyalty and has a -2 ability. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put it into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Brazen Borrower, another very high value card here. It has Petty Theft as an instant adventure for 2. Return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. It's a 3/1 with flash and flying and can only block other creatures with flying. Barrin, Tolarian Archmage, a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield this turn, draw a card. Rule of Law, enchantment, each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Hanged Executioner, a 1/1 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token, also with flying. We can pay 4 to exile our Executioner, as well as exiling a target creature. On to our 4-drops, Archon of Absolution. This is a 3/2 with flying. It has protection from white. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Spark Double, a 0/0, and you may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a target creature or planeswalker you control, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. And if it is a legendary, it is no longer a legendary, so that's quite cool. The ability to copy legendaries is neat. Speaking of legendaries we might want to copy, Thassa's Deep Dwelling, a 6/5 with Indestructible. As long as your devotion to blue is less than 5, it's not a creature. And at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. We can also pay 4 to tap another target creature. Ashiok's Erasure with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile target spell. Your opponent can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card, and when Ashiok's Erasure leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. It's Brawl, so he'll only be playing 1 copy of that card anyways, so that part's not really relevant. Elite Guardmage, 2/3 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Into our 5-drops, Yorion Sky Nomad, 4/5 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Cavalier of Gales, 5/5 with flying. Whenever Cavalier of Gales enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order that you choose. When it dies, shuffle it into its owner's library and then scry 2. Mesmerizing Benthid. This is a 4/5, and when it enters the battlefield, create 2 0/2 blue illusion creature tokens that have whenever this creature blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. And Mesmerizing Benthid has hexproof as long as you control an illusion. Moving on, we've got some 6-drops here. Dream Eater, a 4/3 with flash and flying. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 4. When you do, return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Dream Trawler, a 3/5 with flying and lifelink. Whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And whenever Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card, discard a card, Dream Trawler gains hexproof until end of turn. Tap it. Agent of Treachery, 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards, which actually is a possibility here. So that's the deck. We have, a fair bit of land associated with it. Running 24 lands. We have 10 islands, 9 plains, Fable Passage, Command Tower, Tranquil Cove, Temple of Enlightenment, Hallowed Fountain, 9 islands, a Castle of Vantress, 8 plains, and a Castle of Ardenvale. So that's the deck list. I'm happy to get it over with. Reading out all of these individual cards is always a blessing, but I know that there is a large portion of our audience who really just likes to listen to it in podcast style. So with that out of the way, let's start to break down the strategies and synergies. Seeing that it's an Azorius blink deck, we really want to be blinking our creatures and or permanents from the field back into the field to regain the value from their enter the battlefield effects. Let's start with the bread and butter. Agent of Treachery. You just get to take anything you want of theirs in Brawl. Normally when you exile something, it doesn't go to exile, they just get to take it back to their command zone. However, when you take control of it, you get control of it, they don't get to put it to the command zone. So you can basically just take their Brawl commander And that's super, super oppressive. So that's our main objective within the deck. The rest is just gaining value and trying to work our way towards it, basically, right? You know, we've got a lot of lifelink within the decks for survivability, a lot of draw, you know, to keep our card advantage high so we don't lose, you know, that presence within the game. We really are stacking things that stop our opponent from doing things. So keyword can't. Each player can't cast more than one non-creature spell each turn. You know, rule of law, each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. Narset, each opponent can't draw more than one card each turn. So we're really trying to shut our opponent down. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost higher than the number of lands they control. Just like a ton of stuff to shut our opponent down from what they're able to do. Creatures can't attack you unless they pay for it. So just like a ton of stuff like that, like making your opponent's stuff costs more on his turn. You know, that's a nice go-to as well. If a non-token would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it. So we're really doing two things here. We're limiting the interactions that our opponent is able to engage with, and then we are taking our interactions and we're trying to put like a multiplier on them, where we're replaying them, getting additional stacks of that value going. So that's the main premise. We do hold a fair amount of counter magic within the deck as well. Obviously Negate, Tail's End, Dovin's Veto, Thassa's Intervention. So these are some really nice, easy counters. We also have Ashiok's Erasure for there as well, which is pretty cool. Ashiok's Erasure can be bounced potentially as well, which is not so bad. Not that you'd really need to. It's hard to bounce that and get something on the stack. But regardless, things that you do really want to bounce, right? Like, you know, Elite Guardmage, gain 3 life, draw a card. That's so beneficial. You know, the Dream Eater, you get to surveil 4 and bounce one of his permanents. That's super beneficial as well, right? Cavalier of Gales, you're drawing cards and scrying. So that's also really, really beneficial. The Mesmerizing Octopus, you're creating the 2/0/2s that now chump block and then have those attackers not unblock or not untap, right? So really anything that has a ton of value when it enters, we are regaining that value. Even Hanged Executioner creates the additional 1/1 with flying. The Archmage can do its thing where we're rebouncing something. So that's really, really cool. Containment Priest can rescry, or not, Charming Prince can rescry, gain more life, do another exile. So there's a ton of things that we want to bounce. Maybe a few things that we don't want to bounce. Gadwick won't really do anything because the X cost, so you can't redraw X cards, for example, right? So that's kind of a bummer. Spark Double can go on a flyer if we need. It can go on our Thassa's Dwelling, which is really nice because of the indestructible that it'll gain there, right? And it's just permanently, it's basically stacking the devotion, forcing exile. We also, because we have so much life gain in the deck, we have our Speaker of the Heavens to create the 4/4 Angels, which is really, really nice. Tomb of Legends is a draw engine. Thassa's Intervention is a draw engine. Guildmage is a draw engine. Gadwick is a draw engine. Omen of the Sea, not really a draw engine, I shouldn't say, but it does help us draw, revitalize draws. Barrin can draw for us as well, right? Narset is helping us draw. Potentially, Thassa can bounce things to help us draw. Cavalier of Gales helps us draw. So, and even Dream Trawler helps us draw. So there is a ton of life gain. There's a ton of draw effect. There is a little bit of counter magic, right? Yeah, that's basically it. So our main objective is just to outvalue our opponent while not losing too much of the value ourselves, because if he can keep us always at nothing, it's really hard to start to gain that exponential effect and that snowball scenario or avalanche, whatever you want to say, where things start adding up and he can't quite answer it card for card each turn, because we're getting 1.5 to 2 times value on our plays or our turns as he is getting, if that makes any sense. So flood the field with enter the battlefield effects, bounce those back, regain those enter the battlefield effects, and just gain more card advantage than your opponent, right? This is one of the more in-depth styles to play, but those are the basic premises and objectives that you're going to be trying to play through while using this deck. And you're going to play a few matches, and then after a couple, you're really going to get a hold with it and know exactly what's working best for you. So we're having actually pretty good luck within the Brawl meta today with this deck. Had a lot of fun with it, and it's always nice just to kind of stop your opponent from doing things. So as always, we're on YouTube every single morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, and then at 7 a.m. we are on Twitch, and then again at 6 p.m. we're back on YouTube, all Mountain Standard, all live with you guys, our audience. So come join. Links in the description below. We're also in the Discord all day, right? So do come say hello, and a big shout out to all of our recent financial supporters on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. You guys are incredible, making this increased workload possible. And you know, I would not be playing Brawl at all if it weren't for you guys. I'd just be focusing on Standard because that's what gets the views. But this is a lot of fun, and I think that there's a fairly large audience for a little bit of Brawl. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Enjoy today's gameplay footage. Don't forget to watch to the end so you don't miss out on my propaganda. Do take care. Have yourselves a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Freelance, pretty cool. Thassa in hand is also, you know, admittedly pretty cool. Speaker of the Heavens. Just have some mono white life gain. Lovely. We don't really need the draw. Let's get just some field presence out, shut up this life gain. Force him into an exile, I guess. Anthem. He still gets to go through. Goody. No blocks here. He really doesn't want to trade. Well, we could trade with that, I guess. Again, there's not so much we can do. We might just hold up the counter. If not, we can omen in. Just try to extend this game into the mid-range. And he's got to have, what, 32 life? But this is actually a bummer, so we're going to counter this. Right, I can't just be giving him free mana every turn. I can't, you know, be paying extra every turn. Let's pass our turn again. Just trying to play as much as a flash style as possible. We can play our speaker in, we can play our omen in. Just kind of leaving our tomb to the side for now. Even though it would be nice to get that page counter on right away. The diplomat's going to be a little bit to deal with here. Let's see if we can find something. Well, I like Veto, but it's a creature spell, so in a creature-based deck. Spark Double's fun though. Basically just kind of digging for Agent of Treachery. After he plays his Diplomat, we take it with our agent, right? So we'll get there. He can bounce something of his. I don't know what it would be. Oh, he's taking the Scry. I see. Still taking, you know, this consistent 2 damage every turn. It's unpleasant, but passing our turn. We can flash our speaker in now. It's hard to say. Could be beneficial to leave it, but we have Thassa, so bouncing our agent isn't necessarily as important. I mean, I think we'll just leave it in the battlefield. That's his full hand. Taking 4 damage. Yeah. Sure. We just need to try to come out on top eventually here value-wise. Probably should have drawn there. No, we're out of mana. Thassa can come in early. And Thassa can actually bounce. Well, we don't necessarily just want to be putting it into our hand. Right, because then we won't be able to replay it. Well, maybe if it's tapped it doesn't matter. Right, let's gain the 1 life, end our turn. And then instead of bouncing Niambi to the field to bring back the Healer Hawk, let's just put the Healer Hawk back out in defense mode, so to say. But potentially, if I think that's something we could do. So he's going to exile our Thassa, which is like just spot on. Very nice top deck. Take the straw. Deafening Silence is a dead card right now, just because he's top decking. And yeah, this looks grim. Grim indeed. Our only hope is for an agent, and even then I think it's over. Protection from white is like really nice, but maybe a little late. We just blow off. I didn't even realize he made a an angel there. Great start. Opponent goes first. It's never good, but I like the jank of this hand. Fully an island. Playing against Niv Mizzet. Just come on, bro. Pyromancer is very good. This will slow him down, but we're still in a bad spot. Oh, nice.
Our bond was forged in battle.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Maybe we just stack more of a non-creature style deck. It'll be hard to say. We're getting smashed here though again.
Use it.
Now, if only V had flying. Just bounce that to make 2 more. So we come up with 3, which is pretty nice. And, you know, it's just his flyers are going to keep at us. So we need to Yorion out ASAP. Plays 2 Planeswalkers, plus has his Niv in hand.
What is my
Plus
strategy
3
here?
perfect creatures. Wow.
Storms
Welcome to
are
Brawl,
always
ladies and
infinite,
gentlemen.
And I am a great conductor.
We just need reach is the thing. So, I wonder if this little loop works here. Right, Yorion off. No, he comes back first on the stack. I wonder if we could order that differently. Right? Because we want the octopus to come back first and then Yorion to rebalance the octopus, right? That's what would be ideal for us. But he's just doing so much chip damage. We do have Yorion, which is good. We're going to spark double it. The flying as well here. Oh, and he just blasts us with his -8.
Will let us unleash our
Loving it. Oh, you can kind of see how it's supposed to work there a little bit this round. Keeping 7, Arcane Signet, just a gem. We're looking down the mutate barrel here though. Goose represents. We need our Gadwick out first. Earl's pretty gross. It's a nice card to get in your opening Brawl hand. Let's pass it up. We hold a negate. We have an erasure. Let's highlight our card, like this is what we're gonna play. Just try to juke them, right? Gadwick, the Wizened. Grab that lance. We're continuing on our journey. We do have non-creature counter, but you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right into the Great Orn. That's great. So he's still ramping. We need to hold up 4. Gives us only access to 2. There's no Uro. We just are really looking out for the Sterix. I think we just have to let that hit the field. Right. We're going to tap his Great Horn. Return our Gadwick to our hand. Gain 3 life. And we still need to hold up that 4, which gives us access to 3 this time. Right? Yeah. Back to our hand. End our turn. Draw a card. Let's get rid of the land. And just try to, you know, have all our options open as long as we can. Because we know this is going to go downhill very quickly if we don't keep a lid on it, right? Yikes. The Hydroid Crisis threw me for a loop. Was not expecting that. We just want him to go big, you know what I mean? Yorick's Uprising still leaves him with 1, 2, 3, place 4, that's 5. Let's make use of this veto. Symbiote is fine. It's too late to make use of it now. The draw engine is nice though. If we can get Narset in play. Into an Incubation Druid right away. Alright, then we're gonna get hit for 4, but we're at 28. So we can just basically loop these 2 creatures for unlimited draws, which is nice, but the field state is not. You know what I mean? We still only have 3 mana to spend here. I guess. We're not going to block with it anyways. Let's just kind of keep trying to cycle this. This is expensive, but we could make use of it. Let's get rid of our Revitalize. I need to get rid of that Crisis more than, you know, most things. He might just get, like, kind of fed up with us and try to go for it. Now, normally the Eraser's really good because it's going to just deal with it forever. And he can just kind of basically recast this next turn. Which is less than ideal. right? We don't want him free casting though. Yeah, back to the command zone. He gets to cycle with the mutate. Rid of a Ravager Worm. Interesting. We need an agent and some land. And some life. We have a lot of options here. I want to Spark Double Yorion, I think. Or Thassa's Dwelling. Maybe is a good Spark Double option as well. Let's just bounce this Executioner for chumped blockers. Right, it does have Trample, but we'll get there. We still have 20 life. This is going to be a nasty Sterix mutate, though. Like, I am worried about this. We had no counters, so why fake it? He doesn't like the look of Thassa. But he's ready to roll. So it's not good, right? Like this Aluna is gonna come down for a huge mutate. And we basically just needed to whiff and pull a land. Actually, it's non-land. Oh! Chandra in the house wipes our field.
Room to fight in.
Oh, Lord. Well, this just got a little bit harder to deal with. Oh, goodness gracious. I think we just need the flyer. Right? Doesn't matter. We're gonna kill this gosh dang Chandra. Hopefully these flyers protect us here.
What's next for me?
This won't do anything for us here. We're running out of utility here. We have a Gadwick, which can refill the belt. Arrow's coming in play, I think, yeah. Not the worst. Still has 4, can play to 5, and then 6, I believe. So plenty of land available for him. Crystalline Giant, okay. What's it get? Reach, obviously. Of course it does. Gadwick can hopefully start tapping some of these creatures, maybe. We need some nice draws. Oh no, we can do 4. Because the Archaic Signet. I want to make sure to hold up enough mana to play the Esteemed Speaker. He's going to play creature spells is the thing. Let's hold up the counter. No attacks. We're just going to really try to get more value from him here. Bounces don't really do us anything yet. I mean, we could attack and then bounce it, I guess. But he could just double block, and then that's not nice for us.
How
We
this
let him
thing
take
goes
it.
is up to you.
Even though we're not really doing much about it. And he's taking a dig.
Starting over's the only way.
Sterix, fully tapped. Absolutely amazing. Right, 1, 2, 1 spare mana. And then we're gonna tap something that's annoying. I guess that's Uro. So his single Steric's been dealt with. That's helpful. Still gonna be a long battle. Good match though. He's not really using any other mana. We could just tap his attackers always. Taking our scry. He's out of cards, so we need to find something better. We maybe shouldn't have attacked with that Yorion. He's gonna double block it. Which I guess actually is very bad, yeah. So, whoops, should have attacked level 3 to kind of spread that. We gotta get rid of this giant though, right? Could we cast this instant speed? If one was first strike, we could. Let's not lose our creature. This really doesn't matter. Just remove it from combat, right? Uh-oh, whoopsie daisy. Kind of liking the indestructible. The flyers are saving us too. Let's just recast it. If only we had flash. Right, the Yorion. And then let's bounce. Just our prince, I guess, right? And our Thassa to give it the ability to block. Yeah, we're not paying X for Gadwick, so. Let's take that scry again. Oh, get those out of the way. All right. At the very least, this is an incredible Brawl match. I mean, I'm worried about this mutate still. He kills his Vivian, that's cool.
Have you ever lost a home?
I mean, he should just be able to free cast with a Luna and mutate off the top, right? And it's got hexproof, so like this is gross. Polywag Symbiote could be a lot worse. Oh, it's a pouncing shore shark. Never mind. That's cool. And we can't take it because it's got hexproof. Cost 3, so we would need... Well, we can't get through that. Bounce Yorion. And now we can untap our Thassa, redo our Prince. Oh, they come back next turn? Oh lord, our next end step. That's not good. Oh, the more you know. I was thinking that was too good to be true. Good lord. But he gets a free pass at us. He doesn't get to bounce our Thassa to our hand though. I mean, maybe that's some sort of blessing in disguise here. That was on purpose. We're avoiding the shore shark, okay? So again, just basically free casting from the top. And he gets to bounce something. Doesn't really matter what he bounces, because they all come back. A Glowstone Recluse, so he's continuing that mutate train. I guess we should have cast our Rule of Law to shut down these multiple mutates. And that's going to make it big enough to start hitting us. Was that Shark Typhoon? Oh my lord. Oh no. Not good. I don't know why it lets me look at it. I don't like to count mana, so I just assumed. If it lights up, you can use it. Alright, we take 12. I don't think we even have a Shatter in the deck, which is kind of fucked up. So let's take that Scry. I know something we do have, though. He's fully tapped, which is nice as well. We're just like straight up dead though. Right, what's sad life? Oh, what's the point? Oh, we could have attacked and then untapped them with our Thassa. I'm having a brain meltdown, you guys. This Hexproofed Aluna, though. Annoying. And it's able to attack straight through us. We can survive this turn. Next turn would be okay, but... doesn't look like it. What does this Luca minus pull? He's got lots of creatures, though, so the Luca minus might not be as beneficial. Yeah, he's a plus boy.
I have enhanced my tactics.
I guess if there's no more mutate, the Apex can't bounce us. Interesting. Expert First Strike Menace. Good lord. Good game. We can't block all of them. First strike easily kills us, so that's game. Well, the hand's not great. Free Mulligan's cool. Right? We have a 1-drop, 2-drop. Playing Gitrog. Let's keep it. Screw it. If we can just get Narset out, I think, to shut down his draw, it could be a lot better. Turn 1 Healer Hawk. I'll allow it. He plays Arcane Signet. The Renegade shuts it down really nicely. Yep. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost higher than the number of lands that player controls whenever an opponent casts a spell. If no mana was spent to cast it, that counter that spell, which is pretty cool. So you can still use it for creature spells. He must have removal. He gets to ramp here as well.
I train every day. No one is more prepared than me. Put thoughtfulness before action.
We don't have a lot of non-creature spells in the library, so it's cool that Narset can find something. Really? Casualties of War. Nice. We've been having a great Brawl experience today.
I have reached my limit.
You ain't casting it, boy. Are you fucking serious? Nice. We have 28 life. He's sacking lands, which is good. But he gets the draw. Basically just needs to play a land every turn. Nope. It's a good spell to counter. We need more land. Nice. Just ensuring we get our Dream Trawler out next turn with the land. Alright. This doesn't look bad. We need a few turns to survive. Right? If we can get these absorbs and vetoes on top of our trawler. Okay. Are you serious?
Together, we will prevail.
What a guy. At least we're only taking the 6 damage. We can almost kill Nissa next turn. Brutal. Well, we've got no reach here, so he's just dumping mana in to wow out on us next turn.
You try my patience.
Again, we just need a little bit longer to survive. 2 turns, we're golden. This turn's gonna be risky, so is next turn.
Behold, nature's true power.
Brutal. Don't be scared. That's a big hit. That's just an amazing top decker. Like, I can't even... Who top decks that? What a life. The hand looks great, but the land is very slow. Loris is going to be pretty annoying. We need that secondary island. ASAP. Hateful Eidolon, that's not good. If he has a... Okay. Still not good, but... Enchantment removal, I'm going to lose my mind. We're going to hold up the negate for that exact reason. Again, when we counter it, I mean, just come back with Luris later, which is hurtful. We don't want him just to sack the dog, right? We could have flashed in for the block, I guess. That would have been better. Just trying to ramp, get into that mid game. We definitely need that, you know, secondary swamp here. If he wants to tempo... Oh, we don't have the secondary... Jeez Louise. There it is, okay. Much more better. Still 21. I mean, a lot of wiggle room here. We're only taking 2 damage a turn. At the very least, we can flash in our Dream Eater. Not really worried about the Hallowed Blade. Taking his draw engine away. Trying to get him to sack the dog, and when he does, we're going to bounce the borrower, or the... So it's like he sacked it for nothing. We've had pretty bad luck with this deck. If we're going to win it, we have to really interact every single time positively. The Hushbringer is actually really good. Shuts down our Dream Eater. Creatures entering the battlefield, not necessarily anything else. And can we just beat him with a Dream Trawler drop? Is that something we want to try? Are we worried about Lurrus even? Nah. Let's go for it. Basically, he needs an extinction event. Shatter the Sky. Which would be good for him, because he could give his blade indestructible. Just plays his Lurrus. Dog back in play, I guess. Alright, just taking that extra draw. 5 life as well. He can continuously block with the Hushbringer and give it indestructible through the Savior. But he decides just to take it. Let's hold out. Basically holding up our Negate and Ashiok's Erasure for anything that is going to actually interact with our Dream Trawler. Keeping our Dream Eater to discard to give it hexproof as long as Hushbringer is in play. We don't get the Surveil or the Bounce, but what we do get is this really nice blocker. Oh, I should have put it on Lurrus. I can't believe I didn't put the block on Lurrus. That's the biggest misplay of my life. Alright, the blade's gone. He can do whatever he wants here. Oh, nice. Who brings Brought back? Okay, okay. That's respectable. We have 2 great big flyers in play, though. Interesting. That's going to become a reality for us quite quickly. That's just like a little bit of a jab to force his hand, right? On removal, and then we can deal with that. Well, that doesn't really affect us at all. Let's still counter it. Right, we still have access to our erasure. Being able to replay that with Lurrus is pretty cool for him. Lurrus doing work here. We have 30 life though, so that's nice. We're just gonna start making these angels. Well, losing quite a bit of life here, so maybe not. We should be chump blocking Lurrus, I guess. We get hit for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 potentially. It's a decent hit. We are flashing in our borrower as well, so. Ruined Halo is now banned in Brawl. I mean, not yet, but it will be. Keeping the planes to discard, I think. Keeping the planes to discard for our Dream Trawler's hexproof. Him casting Rune Halo over and over is busted. I need to get rid of this stupid Lurrus. He's gonna beat us with it. I gotta take it out of the game for good. Ouch. There's no dog in play, though. Dog's in the grave. Can't play it with Lurrus this turn because he cast Rune Halo instead. Forcing the discard on his behalf for the blade. Now, since he's done the discard to give it indestructible, we're just going to bounce it back to our hand. Oh, no, we can't do that. Oh, the Hushbringer. Oh! We need a little tally to run up our misplays. We get the knight off the field at least. Well, if that's as helpful. It's not an Agent of Treachery, but, you know, we'll give him that. Dream Trawler back to defense mode. We're still at 30, he's at 15. Look at all the access he has here, though. Nice. So many cards he can play from his grave, it's ridiculous. We have like a David Priest as well. Okay, Kai's Ghost Form. Can't really attack, though. That's fine, too. Let's go Dream Trawler. Land. Bomber. Let's just tap it. Screw it. Give us that damage. Probably should have tapped his other life gain creature. Oh! Why did this death... It still came back. It's supposed to come back to the battlefield, but it didn't. It just went to his command zone instead. Interesting. Let's bounce the Dream Trawler back into defense mode. So his own Hushbringer is the nail, or the final nail in the coffin for us. That's really nice. Nope. That's a good game. We prevail! That's fine. $35 life. You know, I'm pretty happy. Nothing to discard for the Hollow Blade. Cannot find that Agent of Treachery. We can flash in whatever he blocks if he's going to kill something. Oh, and we get burnt by the Hushbringer again. The most underrated card, apparently. And our turn. Let's just throw our Dream Trawler back in defensive mode. And before his attack phase, we can tap his life gain. One of them. Just taking the scry. Oh, we're not, because stupid Hushbringer. When am I ever going to remember that? Just getting burned by it over and over again. This is game though, so that's fine. Well, I guess he'll gain 1 life. So he has 1 life. Come back at the Century. Straight chillin'. I wonder if he lets us finish or if we get a concede here. Let's let him have it. Nice. Two lands not good enough for us here. We want 3, and we have a nice 1-drop. Cool beans. We just need that secondary island. Uh-oh. Interesting. How's that for an opening hand? No blocks here. Just take damage. That's totally fine. Interesting. To me, it's interesting because, you know, we just gain that damage right back. He doesn't have life gain, we do. I'm not sure what's happening. Trying to hold on to our deputy for as long as possible till all the removal is gone. I think it's worth countering. Just getting closer to that Dream Trawler. So nice, right? Let's play our Prince. Taking the Scry. Actually, 25. We need 32. 30, 31, 32. Normally we wouldn't do this. Take our damage. We could have actually waited a little bit and defended as well, I guess, but... And then we're just going to protect it with our Niambi. Right, if he targets it, we just bounce it back to our hand. Keeping this match really low to the ground, which is pretty cool. Prowler, that's fine. He's not attacking, I'll kill it with the Angel. Wow, this is interesting. Good game, right? I don't think he's coming back from that at all. We go first. Agent in hand. We've been looking for him all day. This is gonna make a finale that you've never seen before. Right? I think Agent's pretty common in Brawl. Right, you take his commander. Good game. However, we've gotten into some weird Agent battles before. Too bad Tomb doesn't help us ramp. Arcane Signet would be nice. Speaking of the devil. Alright, I like that. Pass our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next turn we're on 5. Let's take our draw. I'm gonna hold up this absorb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pass. Pass. We're gonna save our speaker for something cool. Looking for our next land here to ensure that we can drop our agent. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. This is 7.
I'm bold as a brushwag, so brace yourself. I love making new friends.
Got him. I like how he said thanks for us taking his Heart of Keld. We're about to shut down, you know, non-creatures. I think he's got a lot of creatures, though.
I call, and Ikoria answers.
He could use Domri's ambush to kill his own guy. God damn it, he kills our dude. We're just killing these tokens every turn. We're gonna get to re-scry all the time, which is really nice, though. having him play the game without a commander is just so hard. Right? Like, such a disadvantage. Nice. He's got a nice draw engine going for him.
I love making new friends.
Why we kept that land on top, I'll never know. Right, your guess is as good as mine. Maybe we should have kept it to discard with our trawler. Alright, taking out Vivian here.
That's it. I'm done.
Nice. I mean, he's got still a good amount of cards, and a great henge is amazing. So, let's not count him out yet. The proliferation as well. Interesting. Okay, this could get out of control. You can have it. We just gain that life right back. Oh, maybe I should have blocked it. That's fine, whatever. It's not a card that we see often, so I'm always forgetting about that. He's just looking for anything. Solemn Simulacrum, that's fine. It's a lot of damage. He's gonna have to pay for his attacks. We take his henge. And then the speaker can save us from an interaction potentially. Then we'll take the draw. Let's keep our rule of law. So hopefully he plays all of his creatures and spends all his mana before he goes to attack, and then he doesn't have any mana to pay to attack us. I'm gonna just straight up counter that. Right? Nope. And now, like we said, he's gone all out and he can't attack because he can't pay for them. And he keeps it at a 2-2, thinking that he can attack, and there is the realization. Good game. Oakley dokely. Azorius Blink. Sorry, can't do that. We had a lot of fun with it. We got bashed a couple rounds, but yeah, we proved that it is a working deck within a couple really cool matches as well. you know, I just love classic control that maybe people don't gravitate too much towards. Where it's not just pure counter magic, it's kind of like a blend of high value cards and counter magic. I'm just a big fan of mixing decks and turning them into hybrids where they can kind of handle everything, especially in Brawl, because you never know what you're going to run up against. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. At 7 a.m. Mountain Standard, we're live on YouTube. And then again at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, we're back on YouTube. So we're barreling towards 10,000 subs. Make sure to get in on that. Join our Discord so you don't miss out on our 500,000 gem giveaway. Share it to your friends. Give this video a thumbs up so it helps the algorithm out. All that great stuff, you guys. You know, go watch some other videos too, right? With all that being said, more importantly than everything, go have yourselves a great day.